Hi guys, Everyday Knife Guy here, and you may have seen my video recently where I did an unboxing of this new blade of mine, the Zero Tolerance 0566 blackwash carbon fiber. I'm actually filming this directly after the overview. I said I would do a review in a week or two once I'd had a chance to use it, but I thought it was only appropriate to do the first part of this review straight away before I even start using this knife and blunting it up or whatever. Get some better initial first impressions and what sort of condition it came in. So I picked up in the overview on the blade centering. Just having another look at that. After pushing the blade over just slightly with my thumb before, it is now dead center. I know that's tricky to see with the lighting in here, unfortunately, but it is pretty much dead center. You can possibly see there against my hand. So pretty pleased with that. The flipper action is great. The scales, I think the carbon fiber looks fantastic. I don't see any flaws or anything. I don't really see any flaws in it at all. The thing with the blackwash finish, of course, is it's kind of designed to look pocket worn or used already. So it's not big on showing flaws as it is. So the backside you would never really know unless it was something serious. Everything looks fine. Flipper works great. I had already read and seen plenty before purchasing this knife about the uselessness or the ill design or whatever you want to call it of the thumb studs. They are designed basically as a blade stop against here, and apparently they're quite useful when it is de-assisted, which I will probably find out about shortly when I take the SpeedSafe off this. But for now, yeah, trying to break this loose on the detent with those thumb studs, given where they're positioned, it's just like I just can't even get this thing to move. Flipper, no problem. Thumb studs, no chance. So they for now are purely blade stop. You can see they snug up against this little recurve in the handle here. And yeah, the tension on the lock bar, quite nice. Feels good. Of course, it has a little stabilizing disc there to stop overextension. Lockup is fairly early, I would say. Let me see if I can bring this light over a little bit. It's hard to see the details. There we go. I'd say the lockup's maybe what, 20-25% there, something like that. And yeah, good stiffness on the bar, but not crazy that it's you know, really hard to get unlocked. Just feels good, feels solid, and high quality. So pretty pleased with that. Pushing it back in. Again, it does have the SpeedSafe on it at the moment, but nice detent, feels good and solid. And yeah, overall, a lot of people complain about how heavy these knives are, ZT knives. I think, you know, this is obviously a smaller model, but I feel it's got a nice weight in the hand. Initial ergonomics feel great. The finger just locks right in there. A little thumb ramp there. It's actually fairly flat, I guess, but it does have some sort of medium jimping on it. And yeah, it feels nice and grippy. Feel like you could definitely get a good purchase on the blade. So, yep. Fits nicely in my medium to large size hand. Just a good size. Carries in the pocket from the one time I've had it in there. Carries really well, just as I would hope. Nice deep carry clip, of course. And yeah, very impressed with the knife overall so far. Initial sharpness feels reasonably sharp. Let's grab a bit of paper and see what we have. Piercing cuts. This way. Bad on that side. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not super sharp, but it's. Hi again, guys. It's actually been quite a few weeks since I filmed that first part of the review, and I've been holding off doing the second part until I was able to make a few changes to the knife. And one of those changes was I have touched up the edge a little bit, so hopefully we should see an improvement here on the paper test. Definitely a little bit smoother at least. I'm by no means an experienced sharpener. I do have a little bit of issue with sharpening any steel, so Elmax has a bit of a reputation, so I wasn't you know, I wasn't maybe the right guy to be tackling this, but it is just a touch up to the edge, so I think I've done alright. It's a little bit smoother anyway, you can see there. So a little bit better in that regard. One other change I've done is I actually ordered and installed a custom scale for it. You can see the carbon fiber is gone, at least for the meantime. If my camera will ever focus on this white. and we have a new white G10 custom made scale on there. Fit and finish on this is pretty good. I ordered it through a knife pimper, if you will, on Instagram, who does scales for all kind of ZTs, Spydercos. There's a little bit of offset on some of the cutouts there, but overall the fit and finish is pretty good. I really wanted a white on black, and I think the result's pretty nice. And you can see there with the blackwash blade right next to it. It's yeah, I like the look. I may go back to the carbon fiber. I haven't totally decided yet. I do like the look, but for pocket carry this isn't super practical. I mean, I knew a white scale was never going to stay clean for very long. I wasn't expecting it to be really practical for everyday use, but I mean, I carried this yesterday in my pocket, my jeans, for just about an hour, and it was already going blue around these edges where it was chafing on the material, on the denim. So if this is going to go blue all around the edges, it's going to look like crap, to be honest. So I'd rather have a scale that allows me to carry the knife. Not much use in having this nice pretty white scale on it and it having to sit in a case, but if I can find a way to carry it where it's not going to get too dirty too quickly, I'll certainly keep the white because I think it looks pretty cool. So the other major change I made is that is not assisted anymore. I took the torsion spring out pretty soon after I filmed that first part, and you can see it is now fully manual. Bring it into the detent here. There you go. And yeah, it flips pretty well now. If you just give it a light push, you can see you're still not getting much flip. You can do it that way. If you really light switch it, you get a nice firm flip, good action on it. And sometimes it requires a little bit of wrist action just to get it, you know, locked into place. But for the most part, you can keep the knife still, give it a good whack on that flipper, and you get a nice firm deployment. Feels really good, makes it more of a fun knife for me at least to play with. You know, just sitting flipping it, whatever. I prefer the feel of the manual. I probably won't go back to the torsion spring, but I'll keep it around for now just in case I want to. So yeah, so definitely enjoying the manual deployment with the flipper. Unfortunately the thumb studs are doable now, but they are still a bit of an issue sometimes. And usually you really have to give it a bit of wrist action to get it to fly out there. And that's still, I don't know if you can see my thumb there from those two deployments, but that thumb stud really digs in like crazy and it does hurt quite a lot. So deploying it with thumb stud is not something I'm going to be doing a lot. Flipper mostly, but both ways, definitely a fan of the manual action. So that's the other major change. Other than that, just been using the knife for EDC tasks, slicing up cardboard boxes, opening packaging, bit of food prep, stuff like that. Nothing too hard use, but it's excelled in everything. Ergonomics are great, as I commented on originally. A really enjoyable knife to use, lovely size, and really nice blade shape for most tasks I've tried. So very impressed with it. You saw there the original edge wasn't really that sharp. It's still not razor sharp, but it's, you know, plenty sharp enough for EDC work. And yeah, it's kept its sharpness well, I would say that for it. So let's give you a look around here. You can see when I de-assisted it, the blade actually went off to one side a little bit. It was almost as if the tension on the lock bar was a little bit high and it was pushing it off to the side, but if we can see now, it's back to being pretty much centered, pretty much perfect, so happy with that. Zero play up and down, side to side, nice solid lock up. And yeah, the lock bar you can feel is getting a little easier as time goes on. It's never been too stiff, but definitely getting a little easier just to click that off. So very happy with it. I was, you know, when I first did the unboxing, I think I said I was a little bit nervous about dropping that amount of money on a knife. It was my first time at that sort of budget level, but definitely no regrets. Love this blade, and I don't see this going anywhere. This is one for the collection for life, I think. So yeah, definitely very happy. I'd recommend this for an EDC knife for anyone. Great size, a little bit smaller than most of the ZTs. Let me just grab my 0550 here. And I didn't have this at the time of the original video, so we can do a bit of a size comparison now. So there's the 0550 on top. You can see lengthwise there's not a huge difference. The blade is a little smaller. You can see it's just generally a little bit thinner in profile and the handle certainly is quite a bit thinner. You can see that there. It's almost just the thickness of that scale and the liner. So yeah, definitely feels quite a bit thinner in pocket. Set that one down there. And yeah, it's you know, mostly for EDC work. Be using it in that grip there. It's equally comfortable in reverse grip. Nice flat on the top for your thumb if you were looking to do downward stabbing action, and hammer grip. Again, nice and comfortable. This is quite a nice curve in here at the back of the flipper. There's no jimping on the back of the flipper, so it's not digging into your finger or anything like that. You can really grip this pretty much any way you want and be nice and comfortable. I've grown to really like this large radius jimping they have on here. It's really quite coarse compared to a lot of knives that I own, but it's nice and flat on the top. There's no sharp edges, so you just feel like your thumb is pressing in and is, you know, really locked in place without being dug into. A lot of knives you feel, the harder you use it, the more it kind of digs into your thumb. It just ends up being painful rather than functional, but not in this case. Yeah, so close that up there. We'll look around. I'm trying to think of cons with this knife. Well, one thing that I noticed quite early on that I wasn't super stoked on, you noticed it more when I had the carbon fiber scale on here. You can see this part of the frame is all blackwash, same as the blade. But this side, this part of the frame, or liner if you will, is actually just a plain stainless. And it's hard to see on camera, but there's contrast definitely if you look at it. This one's much brighter. And I don't like looking at that from the top. I think they really should have blackwashed that, even though you only see the edges. It would have made for a much better look all around, but it's a little bit of a... Once I noticed it, it's hard to unsee that, but you can see, I'll show you there. This will focus. Yeah, you can see how much brighter this side is. But you know, it's not a big deal. It's just a cosmetic thing. But that's one of the only faults really I have with it. And other than that, yeah, everything's pretty awesome. So don't think I really need to say anything else. Oops. You can see sometimes there's the odd misfire. Yeah, 0566. Go get yourself one. Great EDC blade, high quality, nice sturdy knife. And you know, you could use this every day for the rest of your life, and it certainly feels right now like it could take it because it's super solid. And yeah, highly recommended. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.